So what are perimenopausal symptoms? So these are the symptoms that you'll experience when you're going through the change of life. So anything can change with your period. So it can become longer, shorter, non-existent, heavier, lighter. Sometimes you might just bleed for a day, 2 weeks later bleed again another day, and you don't even know if you're having a period. Because it gets quite confusing. I suggest on that just documenting it, maybe get an app for your phone or a calendar where you can keep a random sort of track, because sometimes it'll become months since you've had a period, and true menopause, or knowing that you're through menopause, is 12 months since your last period. Now the other perimenopausal, so symptoms you'll experience while you're going through it, can be flushes and flashes, and they're really quite disconcerting. So a flash is when you get this heat feeling coming through your body. It's a big wave that'll hit you very quickly. If you sweat with it, we call it a flush. Now, women can have an incredible amount of these during the day, often worse at night. So I've had patients who've had up to 20 during the day, and at night up to 30. Now, if you've ever had them, I had some last year when I went through menopause. They're really quite, when I say disconcerting, they're uncomfortable. They don't feel pleasant at all, and they bring on a wave of anxiety as well. So you kind of like have this double-edged, massive heat physical response, but psychologically it catches you off guard, and you're like, oh, don't like this feeling at all. As I said, you can also wake up in a bed of sweat with them, or you can just be looking at someone and one will come up. You'll get this red feeling and be really self-conscious, and sometimes you'll sweat with it. And you know, that can be really weird when you're in a meeting with someone. You just get a wave and you just feel like going, time out, I'm having a flush, because you want to tell people what's going on. So they're quite uncomfortable and really unpleasant. You might also experience mood changes, so you might become a bit anxious, lose confidence, depression, and even your memory can become really foggy. So you can't recall things as quick as you used to, and just be a little bit vague during the day. And if you've been really sharp on that, that's quite disconcerting as well. Broken sleep's really common because of the flushing and the heat feeling at night. And also menopause just brings with it broken sleep, or perimenopause. Usually it should resolve at the end of it when you've balanced your hormones. That's a real problem, this broken sleep, because that's when your body does start to transition, and other parts of your body will produce those hormones that you need, that the egg's not producing anymore. But if you get the broken sleep, that will become a lot longer a process for your body to go through. So broken sleep's a real problem. You can lie awake there at night, just wide awake, going ho-hum, and during the day be exhausted. So it's really frustrating, because you know if you could get to sleep, things would be better, yet you can't get to sleep, and it just can drive you a little bit crazy. So getting to sleep's important. We've got a few tools in the treasure trove of menopause naturally that can help you with that. During the day, your energy levels might drop off because you're not getting that nice sleep, and notwithstanding, this is a big time for your body to go through, so it is quite tiring anyway. The hormone changes can mean that your pH in your vagina can change, and the lubrication, because of the hormone changes, might dry up. So you can end up with painful sex, which really hurts actually. Some women bleed from it and they get deterred from sex, so the sex drive can really reduce. So low energy levels, insomnia, flushing, weight gain is quite common, and as I said, nothing else might change during this time. Might be eating really well and exercising like you normally do, and weight will just start to go on. You can get really itchy skin as well, and hair changes. You might find it becomes more brittle, or it just starts to fall out a little bit more than it used to. There are actually 34 common symptoms during menopause, and I'm not trying to frighten you with them, I'm just trying to give you the heads up. This is a natural time for your body to transition through. Your body was designed to do it, but if you don't give it what it needs, it will suffer with these symptoms, and it can suffer for quite a long time. So I want to help you transition through this a lot quicker, so you don't have all those symptoms we've been talking about, and you can get on with life and loving life.